Trenton Today with Mayor Reed Gusciora is being brought to you by Capital Health System, proud to support the city of Trenton. Also by the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office. Thanks to Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Onifrey for making portions of today's show possible here from Trenton Central High School. And thanks also to Haldeman Ford Subaru, here today, here yesterday, and here tomorrow. And great to have you with us today for Trenton Today, or maybe it should be called Tornado Today, as we're back here at Trenton Central High School with the mayor of the capital city of New Jersey, Mayor Reed Gusciora. Mayor, thanks for being with us again.
Always a pleasure to be here with you, Chris, and the troops. And we have a newbie on the block, Jimmy on soundboard.
Yep.
And Jess is a stalwart who is returning.
Yep. I'm just happy that Jess got a spinny chair so she could be happy and content as we
I love spinny chairs.
Start our Trenton Today show. Welcome, Jess. Thanks for being with us. What's everybody been up to over the summer? You were telling me, Jess, that you recently were recognized as one of the youth leaders in the city of Trenton. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? The West Ward Councilwoman awarded you like a trophy?
Yeah. So
Wow.
so Teska Frisbee reached out to me, and she matter of fact, it was during when I worked at my Street Friends again this summer, and she had called me during work, so I stepped out and I answered the phone, and she was like, yo, I want to award you during like a ceremony and whatnot, you along with 2 other individuals. So I'm like, okay, and everything. And when I get there and everything, and I do like little thank you speech and all that, they awarded me with a trophy, which I didn't expect that. I thought it was just gonna be a certificate, so I was beyond amazed and happy. So.
And that was at Cooper's Riverview.
Yeah.
Yes, there wasn't a dry eye in the audience. They were so pleased that Jess was recognized.
Well, and you've witnessed her youth leadership. She's always
bubbling
on the scene.
Yes, and always there. She's like an EMT, first on the site, and she's a great volunteer, great photographer, and great social influencer.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on at Trenton Central High School this year.
This year is kind of starting off a little bit more stricter than usual.
Oh.
Yeah. I kind of noticed that they're kind of laying down the law a bit more. They're having more of a zero tolerance policy when it comes to fighting. They're sending more people to daylight because we are overcrowded. We have about 2,300 students, so we're about 500 kids overcapacitized. So I guess they're trying to get rid of some folks at daylight because daylight can use some more kids, so. And it's no longer an alternative school either.
You were also saying that there's a different protocol for parking. I know that's kind of
not necessarily. Last year, students wasn't supposed to park in the parking lot anyway. But in my opinion, it wasn't as enforced as it is now.
Right.
Because now their kids have had to resort to parking on the street, which now they're getting $55 parking tickets. I reached out to someone in city council, my cousin, Jenna Figueroa Kinnenberg. I reached out to her. She started to reach out to some folks, but it turns out there was about 2 years ago, there was some sort of petition signed by like residents saying that they don't want Trenton High students to take up their parking spots. So there's not much they could really do about it. She basically said that it's on the school to provide adequate parking for students, not the city anymore. So.
Stepping up the enforcement efforts here at Trenton Central High School. Over the summer, the city of Trenton stepped up enforcement efforts with a summer task force, and I saw that a lot of different law enforcement groups came together. They were executing warrants. They were trying to kind of step up that enforcement throughout the city of Trenton, and I saw some statistics about some of the seizures they made, some of the arrests that they were made. Was that summer task force success as you look back at it?
We think it was. Usually there is a spike in crime during the summer months, and we wanted to work with all the different agencies. We have county sheriff's office, we have the state police that have a presence, both have a presence in the capital city, but we wanted to link all those sources to really go out in the neighborhoods and keep the peace. And by and large, I think that we met a lot of success. There were still some trouble spots, but I think it was largely a successful operation. We also have 2 street teams, and I was very impressed by going out with one of them We visited neighborhoods and just talked to residents, and it was really a way of getting the community involvement in their own public safety. So I think everything really went well. And this Saturday, the other street team is going to be walking in all neighborhoods of the city, just to talk to folks and get more community involvement.
I know you guys were also, the city of Trenton, I think, was trying to get the word out about some of the changes this year when it comes to the Trenton, the Mercer County school boards, and maybe even specifically the Trenton public schools are now going to have an elected school board. That comes up right in November. I think November 7th is election day, and there's a bunch of new faces, some familiar faces that are running to be part of the Trenton School Board. You guys are moving from Type 1, which was an appointed board, to Type 2, which is an elected board, and good to let people know about that. And a significant issue for Trenton Public Schools is it's a pretty big change in how they are going to, be governed.
Yeah, and I think it's important for us all to get the message out, and people should be careful of what they wish for. It is true that we did make the switch to a elected board, but if you see problems across the country of elected school boards playing mischief and having those stealth candidates, and then there's all this book burning, and they have hidden agendas. So I think it's really critical that the public does pay attention. We do have some really good candidates that are there for the right reasons, and then we have a couple of candidates that I think that are not there for the right reasons, that will just say no for the sake of saying no, and also to the detriment of the students. So I think that has to be the priority.
Is there a group that you're endorsing, or a way for people to know the candidates that might have been appointed in that Type 1 scenario that now have to be elected, that you would be handpicking, and I don't know, that could help some voters navigate those waters? Yeah,
I think we're going to, there are people that are favored. I don't want to jinx anybody. And people should make up their own minds, but I think it's really important that the public do pay attention to the candidates, what the issues are, and what is at stake. But the priority should be what is in the best interest of the school system and also the students. We got some great facilities here, right, starting with the high school. The school is busting out at the seams. We will need another school. We're working with the Schools Development Authority to build another school, particularly where it's needed in the South Ward, where the population is exploding, which is also a good thing. There are a lot of people who are interested in moving into the city for all the right reasons and want to be part of the economic development process and building a better capital city. So we're excited about the prospects, but we do need to build another school to keep up with the pace of population.
It's just, what are some ways that you are feeling the additional student population this school year?
It's kind of a lot. It's kind of overwhelming going to the hallways, and especially me being short, I can't get through anywhere.
It's more people she gets to talk to.
Whatever. Anyways.
Well, that is a good thing.
With her bubbling personality.
But I could see just getting around is the logistics and stuff are challenging.
I hate it when people walk so slow in the hallways. Like, move, keep walking. Especially the tall folks. Always be the tall kids who just want to stop in the middle of the hallway and won't move. Like, move. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, yeah, it's kind of getting too much sometimes. During lunch, sometimes you can't always find a place to sit because there's just so many kids. It's just overwhelming, I'd say, and yeah.
So, new school, would that be a new high school, a new middle school? Is there a certain need that?
A new elementary school, and the middle school, so to speak, is the ninth grade academy, but there's going to be a time where we're going to have to look and find other venues for that as well. Right now we have another high school, the Holland Middle School that was in the West Ward, also serves as a high school overflow, and then the Daylight Twilight. So we have a lot of school needs.
Well, and those are, not easy decisions to make. I mean, it kind of be an issue with the budget, that type of thing. Where do those funds come from to build a new school? Is that something that is within grasp, or some type of capital plan has to be put in place?
Well, the Schools Development Authority will work with the city, and they'll fund it just like they, by and large, funded the new high school that we're sitting at. So that's a state project with state education dollars. But it's one of those, if we're not ready, if we don't have the land, the SDA will look elsewhere to help other school districts. So we want to make sure, it's really important that we're able to capture that ring, and when we need to build a new school, the SDA will be there for the capital city.
Jess, what are some other things that you're doing as part of the Trenton Central High School community this year? At BCB, we are getting ready to do some high school football, Trenton Central and Notre Dame, and that is Friday at 6, a Friday 6 o'clock kickoff at Notre Dame. Are you there like game day taking pictures? Are you kind of on the scene for most of the events that happen at Trenton Central?
Yeah, most of the events so far I've been filming live with Mr. Francis. We'll go ahead and do football. We've been doing some soccer as well. I've been doing some photography, not as much because I'm so busy with video, but I'm just kind of been trying to find a balance between both.
I mean, today's show, Trenton Today, or Tornado Today, the alternative title, is on YouTube. Where would people find some of the content that you guys create here at Trenton Central?
The football would be on Huddle,
Right.
so it's not always available to everybody, but for like other stuff like school events and stuff like that that's filmed live, that would be on the, I think, at Trenton High YouTube channel page.
Yeah, what is Huddle, like a subscription service? I know you can get basic information
Yeah.
on Huddle. Like, I've gone on there and gotten team rosters and other stuff, but there may be, I think you can see video on there.
I'm not sure. I don't know much
I think
about Huddle.
so. But that's where some of that content is at?
Yes.
All right, well, we're going to step aside here, take a break. We got a lot more issues to get into. The summer task force we talked about, the Trenton Housing Authority now is going to be, there's going to be a private company who's going to be helping out with the Trenton Housing Authority. We got a lot to talk with Mayor Gusciora about. We only have Jess for about half the show, and then we're going to be talking to another Trenton Central High School story. So maybe we'll just talk with Jess in the next segment. We're coming back to Trenton Today from Trenton Central High School.
Hi, Merrill Reese for Capital Health, reminding you that the former St. Francis Medical Center is now Capital Health East, and they still offer a 24/7 emergency department as well as outpatient medical clinic services. To enter the emergency department and outpatient clinic, please use the Burt Avenue entrance. Capital Health, proud to be a partner for better health in our state's capital, Trenton, New Jersey. Merrill Reese, here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Hi, this is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honorfree, and I'm proud to help sponsor today's show and promote what's happening in our community. All residents of your hometown should stay involved and participate in community activities. Whether it's volunteering to help make your town clean, or volunteering at the animal shelter, or helping at a local youth event, staying involved in your community makes your hometown a great place to live. This is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honorfree, and I hope you enjoyed today's show.
Back with Trenton today. Jess is getting no respect.
No, I'm
during the
not.
break. Well, you were telling us, though, you are headed across the hall, and you're going to be involved in Trenton Central's newscast. Are you like
Yes.
a
I'm
Jess
an
Nazario anchor woman?
Yes. I've been anchor since my sophomore year. Through Jamir, I was able to, a former Trenton High student, I was able to connect with Mr. Sorrentino. So ever since my sophomore year, I've been, even though I wasn't part of the class my sophomore year, because usually it's with the video production pathway, I was still able to participate and be head anchor. So I'll be carrying the show for the most part and, starting to train sophomores and juniors so that when I leave, the show will be able to continue on.
What are some of the breaking stories that you guys are going to be
We're going to be mentioning
covering?
about parking. We're going to mention about that. And the other stuff you'll find out if you watch the show.
Awesome. Jess, great to have you with us today. Trenton today. People getting around the city of Trenton. I saw something about Go Trenton, exclamation point. Can you tell us more about that initiative? Sounds like electric vehicles.
Yeah, it's an electric touring bus, so to speak, multi-passenger. It's an electronic vehicle, and it's in conjunction with aisles. But it's
So eco-friendly.
eco-friendly and to help people get around into the city. There's so many challenges that many people in the city don't have cars, or they just have one car per family. And this will able to supplement that. And I see the Go van driving around through the streets, so it's pretty neat.
All right, so Isles is the company who is partnering with.
Well,
the
they're
city.
the nonprofit that got the grant, so to speak, to run the program.
They have a community garden, right? Is that
Yes,
that
yes. Isles started out as community gardens, then went out to so much more housing and lead abatement programs. So they're a stellar nonprofit that really helps out the city when it can.
I mean, that's got to be a challenge for young people in Trenton, getting around and navigating. I don't know. It seems like a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Jess's social life is
It's going to expand.
Whatever.
it's going to be
Yeah,
it's going
but-
to need one of those passenger vans just dedicated to her, so that she can
Whatever. But most of
go
my
to all her
friends,
next stops
Mayor.
and
Whatever. Anyways, I was gonna say that my friends, a lot of them rely on public transportation. So in order to have, where would the Go van be like taking you? What's like the school or like where are places that?
yeah,
it
I
would
don't know
take
if the
you?
route has been established, and unfortunately I couldn't make the kickoff because I had a conflict, and but more information will be coming. I think there was an article in today's paper.
I mean, right now it sounds like it's like a pilot program that is hopefully will be expanding in
Yes.
the future.
Yeah.
So they're rolling out Go Trenton, exclamation point.
Yeah, and I think transportation, finding new options is part of the new dynamics, and particularly in an urban area, because not all bus routes lead to your destination, and there are people that are transportation challenged. Certainly, a lot of seniors need to get to their doctor's offices, and a lot of people need to get to work.
Electric vehicles, kind of cool, right? You can plug them in and charge them up. Are there enough charging stations in the city of Trenton to support that type of infrastructure? I would say probably there are not enough charging stations across the entire country to support that infrastructure, and probably Trenton is just part of that nationwide issue. Are there ways to get charging stations to come into the city of Trenton?
Yeah, the city is actually planning for that, and we're looking for partners, but we will be installing more charging stations in the year to come.
Before the show, you were telling us how the animal shelter is needs a little bit of help looking for people to adopt animals. Last time we did Trenton Today, we were in the mayor's office, Jess,
All right.
and they brought in
I
an
didn't get an
adoptable
invite?
pet. We should have. I think you were. No, it wasn't in school. It was during the summertime.
Oh,
so
still? I could have gotten an invite.
Yeah,
I could
you're
have took a
right.
day off work or something.
You're right.
Wow, y'all.
it was a complete
See,
oversight.
see how fake they
That
are?
was Bree's fault. She was in charge of calling you.
Wow. That's messed
And
betrayal.
she said,
Wow.
I'm not calling her.
Wow.
I think that was her exact quote.
That's when you're
That's
the mayor.
messed
You
up.
can delegate blame. So that's good.
Whatever.
We would have loved to have student participation during the summer. I guess it was just
Yeah, but
that
I didn't get an invite though.
we were respecting the protocol of
Mm.
the schools because, Mr. Francis and want to be able to instill academia
Right, so that's your excuse for
protocols.
not inviting me?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And we didn't have a lot of lunch options, so.
Well, and
Oh,
I think you might have
What's
missed
that
that
to do
show
with
too, Mayor
anything?
Gusciora, right?
Which one was that
The
one?
adoptable pets.
No, I was here. I was it was in the
And
mayor's
it ma-
conference.
And we had someone from the shelter there too.
Yes,
So maybe
yes.
that's what got me all confused.
Yeah.
We're all confused today.
but I would appreciate an invite, so I remember that.
All right, we'll get you next summer. Yeah.
But back to the subject at hand, the Trenton Animal Shelter.
Yes.
What
And
are some of the big needs that are there? Is it just too many pets?
Yes, our shelter has outgrown its use, and this is many years in the making, and it's always shifting budgetary priorities. And our last council failed to act. There was a proposal to build a new shelter. They specifically did not act. And we actually partnered with a nonprofit, Trenton Animal Rocks, who did a great job. They were managing the shelter. After the year contract was exhausted, the last council specifically voted not to renew the contract. So overnight, we had to again heavily rely on the animal control officers, which are responsible for maintaining the shelter, but placing animals in the cages. And then we had the nonprofit Trenton Animal Rocks that would take over, so to speak, the care. So it is challenged. We rely on volunteers. Unfortunately, a lot of volunteers are doing an extraordinary job under the circumstances, but there was created a lot of friction that some volunteers had to be asked not to come back. And it's most unfortunate because at the end of the day, we have kennels for 25 dogs, and at one point during the summer, we had 100 dogs under our care. And we had to contract with outside kennels to house them. So we're doing all we can to remedy the situation. The other thing is, during the pandemic, many animals were surrendered. We're still dealing with a lot of illegal backyard breeders that the animals that they don't want, they just release on the streets. And it's amount of resources, again, being able to catch those outdoor breeders and put them out of business, but also be able to adopt out dogs that some are not adoptable.
We got to do what we can to take care of our four-legged friends.
Yes.
So would extra volunteers help, or and what would a price tag be for a new shelter? Do you recall what that budget line was?
Yeah, we were prepared to use $4 million out of ARPA funding to build a new shelter. We looked at a series of sites. The other problem is that the city is so crowded, you have to be sensitive to residential neighbors. The current shelter is just too small, so we have to select another piece of property that will be suitable for the animals to have dog runs, meet and greet space. So it's not just an easy magic wand fix. It's something that we've been working on for the last couple of years. Well, this year, since we've had a new council, and they've been much more cooperative and eager to resolve this issue.
I hear about this issue, and I wonder if I should risk it. My wife would probably kill me, but I don't know. I always think it would be kind of fun to adopt a dog, and
You don't have a dog?
No, we have cats.
Or-
So
Yeah.
it might also be like total chaos
Yeah.
and not work out, but
And also foster is a good interim to see if your cats can work with dogs, live in the same house.
live in harmony together.
Yes, live in harmony. So we're also looking for fosters as well.
We barely live in harmony without the addition of a dog. So I don't know, maybe that would help to add harmony or
Maybe.
add more disharmony. I don't know. But it would be great for those that are with us today to consider adopting a pet, volunteering some time, making a financial donation if you're so inclined to help out the Trenton Animal Shelter in any way that you possibly can. But probably the best way would be to adopt a pet.
Yes.
That's
How?
a
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off.
big decision.
how-
but go for it.
How old do you have to be to like volunteer in the shelter? Is there like a
There's been no set age, but we would like a mature adult or even a mature high school student that is willing to work with the staff. So I don't think there is an age limitation. There may be only from the perspective that some of the dogs you don't know their aggressive
yeah?
nature. So I think that they want to make sure that they're mature adults that would be able to
Gotcha.
take responsibility for the animals while they're in the shelter.
We adopted a couple of cats during the pandemic, and it was great to add them into the mix. And during a time where we couldn't get out and stuff. And unfortunately, you were telling me before the show, Mayor Gusciora, that COVID is back, and you guys had to make some decisions at the senior center.
Yeah, we've had a number of seniors that have tested positive for COVID.
That's still a vulnerable population.
So yesterday, unfortunately, we had to take the drastic measure of shutting down the senior center so we can sanitize the centers and make sure that the staff is COVID-free and that we can move forward. But we see indications that COVID is back and different strand. So my recommendation to people is go out there, get your booster, but take precautions because COVID is still, has some harmful consequences. A lot of people can be asymptomatic or have minimal conditions, but there are some that particularly that have immunocompromised conditions. COVID could be still a killer.
Yeah, it could make people still very sick. Any chit-chat around Trenton Central High School with additional protocols or anything that you guys are hearing, seeing people wearing masks sometime?
Not that I know of. I haven't really seen like people going back to wearing masks. I mean, I don't know. I mean, COVID has been spiked up. Like my teacher, she's currently out because she has COVID. So there's some staff and students getting some COVID around here. It's not a humongous spike, but it's definitely noticeable.
A different landscape when it comes to those boosters. It used to be like you guys were getting boosters that would be administered at the health clinic, and that's no longer happening. People have to go to a CVS, one of those spots.
Yeah, during the pandemic when it was declared a national emergency, we received federal funding to set up COVID testing and vaccine clinics. Now that the pandemic is declared officially over, it remains to be seen whether the state will step up and be able to fund the vaccines. But in the meantime, we're going to be conducting testing at our expense, and we're still trying to get the vaccine supplies to have the vaccine clinics.
Yeah, the pandemic is over, but COVID is not over. So everybody out there, be safe and stay healthy. We're going to return to Trenton today in just a little bit. Jess, we got to say goodbye to you. Where are you off to? Going off to do
Tornado
the
TV
news.
News, yeah. But before I hop off, I wanted to go ahead and say some quick unfinished business. I don't know if I don't know if you remember if you asked me when
Is this about when I got your name wrong?
No.
Okay,
Something else
thank
completely
goodness, thank
different.
goodness.
No. So when you had asked us, it was about like Spirit Week or something like that, and you had asked me like who's my favorite teacher, and I said, oh, he knows who he is, and I looked over at him. So ever since then, he's been getting on me for not mentioning his name. So I'm going to go ahead and clear it out now, clear the air, that Mr. Francis here at Trenton Central High School is my favorite teacher. Okay, he's the best. He's my best friend.
He never
okay.
gets your name wrong.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I might have been in that spot, but
And Mr.
one
Francis-
mistake.
That's my
Mr. Francis
bestie.
has done a wonderful job, especially in the audiovisual department.
he does a
and,
lot.
Communications and running this department. So he's done an excellent job.
Yeah, we owe a thank you to Mr. Francis and
Shout
Mr.
out to my
Caniglio
besties.
for helping us. You know, we come in here and typically our job is to set up all the microphones and to create a studio. We come into the digital audio lab and everything is here for us. We kind of plug in. They have everything set, multiple cameras. We got Jimmy Carventi, our technical director here. So it's just great. And also he's your favorite.
Yes, he's my favorite teacher. I'll go ahead and
Vic is
clear
in
the air out
wings, ready to take over for Jess to show how it's done.
now.
It's official.
Very
That was
funny.
That was a
It's
real
official.
moment.
It's official because he was getting on me about that yesterday.
And who has more seniority here, Vic or you,
What do you mean?
as far as been involved in the program?
Well, we're both involved in different things.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
he's
no
more
comparison.
like JRTC. He's the highest rank you could be in JRTC, right, Vic? And I'm more in like we do different stuff. Like I do video and photography. He does more like JRTC and what was the other club that you run?
Volleyball,
Yeah.
VIP and volleyball.
Yep. So.
I will-
VIP volleyball.
And he runs.
Vic,
Don't you run track
volleyball,
either?
VIP.
Don't you run track?
Yep, I run track.
So he does more like sports and JRTC, physical stuff. Yeah.
Well, we'll talk with him when we return to Trenton today in just a little bit. Thanks, Jess, for hanging out. Maybe we'll see you next month. I heard we're moving the show up a week next month because of PSAT, SAT considerations. We're not going to be able to be here on the 4th Thursday of October. We're pushing that up a week. Same thing for November. A little programming note to pass along. November, because of Thanksgiving, moving that up a Thursday. And I think we're going to take December off for the holidays.
For the holidays.
So that's the upcoming schedule. That's our game plan. And we're going to come right back to the show in just a little bit here from Trenton Central High School.
Merrill Reese here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Hi, Merrill Reese for Capital Health, reminding you that the former St. Francis Medical Center is now Capital Health East, and they still offer a 24/7 emergency department as well as outpatient medical clinic services. To enter the emergency department and outpatient clinic, please use the Burt Avenue entrance. Capital Health, proud to be a partner for better health in our state's capital, Trenton, New Jersey.
Hi, this is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honorfree, and I'm proud to help sponsor today's show and promote what's happening in our community. All residents of your hometown should stay involved and participate in community activities, whether it's volunteering to help make your town clean, or volunteering at the animal shelter, or helping at a local youth event. Staying involved in your community makes your hometown a great place to live. This is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honorfree, and I hope you enjoyed today's show.
Welcome back to Trenton today as we say goodbye to Jess and we say hello to Victor Tejada on the show. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
So Jess was saying you're like the highest rank in ROTC. Can you tell us about I don't know, should we call you like Captain
Lieutenant
Tejada, Lieutenant Colonel Tejada?
Yeah.
And what's the ROTC experience like at Trenton Central High School?
ROTC experience is like a second family. We have a lot of things going on. Like, you know how like a family, they have problems sometimes. They have sometimes the best moments, have times of joy and everything. We have all that in JLTC. We do Raiders competitions. We do a lot. Most of us, we have like, it's like different types of clans. We have the physical clan. We have the smart clan, and then we have the drill clan that marches and everything. We have everything going on in JLTC.
And you travel a lot, don't you?
Yes,
Where's the furthest place you traveled with the program?
The farthest we went to was Florida, Virginia.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good gig for our high school kids.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And what is Raiders? It's like a competition thing, right? A physical competition, but then there's also like a military, I don't know,
Yes.
executing the different formations and
Yes,
stuff.
Yes. So
I don't know what the heck I'm talking about when it comes to
No,
that
you
stuff.
got it.
so Raiders is like a competition. You compete against like our school, 2nd Brigade.
Yeah.
We compete against about 13 to 14 schools for first place, third place, and second place trophies.
And so is that where you travel for some of those
Yes.
competitions?
Yes.
Right.
Sometimes we go to this military base called Fort Dix.
Yeah.
We compete against like the best schools, and we do like jumping over bridges, jumping over walls, helping each other out. It's all teamwork, team effort. We do a lot of working out as well too. We have to like go through a whole bunch of obstacle courses, like jumping over things.
Crawling under
Yeah,
things.
crawling under things, getting in the mud, getting dirty.
Yeah.
And then
How many students are involved in the program at Trenton Central?
with, let's say for JLTC, we have about like 300 to 400 students
Yeah,
involved
that's
in the program.
fantastic.
Yes.
You looking forward to possibly a career in the military?
Oh yes, I plan either join National Guard, enter as a second lieutenant for ROTC at Rutgers, or I plan entering the Army, active duty, and become an infantryman.
Jess was saying you're also involved in VIP and
Yes.
volleyball. How do you juggle all that stuff? That's one of the things that is, I don't know, overwhelming to me. Like the school, the academics, and then all the other things. Sometimes it's hard to find time for all that stuff.
That's the thing. I got a good time management. I got taught that from JLTC. I got taught how to do time management from my freshman year all the way to my senior year. That's why I'm the rank I am today, because from all that, let's say JLTC, like I was in varsity, so I pretty much got taught how to control my management. My sergeant will talk to me every single day, see how I can work things out. He mentored me. That's why JLTC is a good place to like get discipline from. Learn how to have all discipline, learn how to take care of yourself, time management, everything. It's great.
So have you seen any of the reality show? I think it's called Special Forces, but they have like celebrities on there and they take them through all of the physical challenges that are required to become a Navy SEAL or a Marine. And it's nuts. Like these people, it's scary. It's some scary stuff.
Yes, I seen a couple of those shows where like he tries to do every single exercise and everything, try to see how it goes, if they can pass it or not. They try their best to succeed in. That's what I like, that at least he tried doing what he wants to do.
I mean, there is an element where it's like they try to break you down before they build you back up again. And I don't know, one guy was like out on a wire, like I don't know what he was. I think he was trying to get whatever the objective was. He had to move himself out on the wire, grab this thing, and move back. I think he fell off the thing, and he was like hanging from this wire. I don't know.
Yeah, that we do the same thing.
That's your future.
Yes, literally, and I love it. So,
That's great.
JLTC, so we do something like that as well too. So we get you out of your comfort spot. So
Like ropes courses.
yes, ropes courses, everything. We teach you how to communicate with more people. That's why JLTC, as we say, is a very nice and cool program to be in, because we motivate you to be a better citizen.
Sounds awesome. A lot of cool opportunities, but requires some sacrifice on your part.
Yes.
My girlfriend's, or my daughter's girlfriend, is in JROTC, and I think she's like up at 5 in the morning every day. What time do you report here on campus?
Oh, I get here like at 7:20, 7:15.
Oh, that's normal time.
Y'all come here always normal time.
I know I think she's there to like put the flag up early
It
or
has to
something
be
like that.
Has to be that. Yeah, that's the thing. All JLTCs have a different way of doing things. Like there's this school named Leonard P High School.
Yeah.
They're really good. They're first place overall. They're always at competitions and stuff like that. But Trenton's coming, so we will come for them as well too.
How do we place in the competitions?
Oh, competitions, we place first and second always. It's to the point where we went to nationals. For that.
Yeah, swinging back into some stuff going on here in the city of Trenton, I saw you hosted Governor Murphy and a new legislation about gun trafficking
Yes.
in New Jersey. Can you tell us about like what the nature of that legislation is and what that event was about? He came down here to sign that.
Yeah, we have an influx of guns from states that have lax gun control laws, such as even Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Virginia, virtually most of the South.
I mean, is New York a little bit stricter, or are they?
Yes. And what we're trying to do is, after the result of the illegal gun purchases, are people bringing guns over the border, and we're trying to go after the seller of those illegal gun sales, because they're too irresponsible to let anybody purchase a multiple amount of guns and the like. So the state of New Jersey will be going after the straw purchasers of the guns that are coming into the state and holding them liable as if they are the actual assailant or the shooter, but go after the people that release those guns into the stream.
So more ability to prosecute those?
Yes.
Part of that
Now,
legislation?
whether they'll be challenged ultimately in federal law, I think it's important what Governor Murphy is doing to send a message to people who are selling guns and putting them in the hands of bad elements, gangs and the like. It's too easy to purchase a gun, and we see the carnage that the result of that by coming into the city with these illegal guns.
Well, we're going to step aside, return here in just a little bit. More of Trenton Today coming up. We got Victor Tejada hanging out with us, Mayor Gusciora, and we're going to be right back. Brought to you by Capital Health, Haldeman Ford Subaru, and the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office. It's Trenton Today on WBCB.
Hi, Merrill Reese for Capital Health, reminding you that the former St. Francis Medical Center is now Capital Health East, and they still offer a 24/7 emergency department as well as outpatient medical clinic services. To enter the emergency department and outpatient clinic, please use the Burt Avenue entrance. Capital Health, proud to be a partner for better health in our state's capital, Trenton, New Jersey. Merrill Reese, here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Hi, this is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honorfree, and I'm proud to help sponsor today's show and promote what's happening in our community. All residents of your hometown should stay involved and participate in community activities, whether it's volunteering to help make your town clean, or volunteering at the animal shelter, or helping at a local youth event. Staying involved in your community makes your hometown a great place to live. This is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honorfree, and I hope you enjoyed today's show.
All right, welcome back. Trenton today on WBCB, hanging out with the mayor of Trenton, Reed Gusciora, and Victor Tejada. Wait, Lieutenant Corporal?
Lieutenant Colonel.
Lieutenant Colonel
Darn.
Victor Tejada. I got to get that.
LC.
Maybe I'll get that right. Before Jess got out of here, she encouraged you to show us your medal.
Oh yeah, my medal's right here.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you got there?
I got this medal right here for being the most motivated and the most athletic in my whole entire battalion. So that's about 400 to 600 people, and I got the top one.
Awesome.
And then this one was at a camp that I was competing against all those 12 schools, and we all get together. We compete against each other. We have one squad and 7 people, and we all work together to see how things work. And I got the best squad, the most motivated squad out of the whole entire thing.
How has this back to school been for you? You're a senior this year?
Yes, I'm a senior. So this back to school, it has been pretty crazy to me. It's something new to me, knowing that this is my last year, knowing that I won't have nothing else to do but just join the military or whatever I plan to do in the future, because I'm an adult in training at the moment, and I'm just gonna. My next stage is an adult, my next step, and there's a lot of things time just flies by. I was a junior last year, I'm a freshman and everything in COVID, and now look at me now, my last year.
You've done great, and you've come a long way, and it really shows the maturity and how you've grown as an individual. So God bless you on your mission.
Thank you, Ray.
Mayor, I saw some new stuff coming to the city of Trenton. I think you guys unveiled the West Ward Recreation Center
We did.
and broke ground on the East Trenton Library.
Yes. The West Ward Rec Center was in disarray for many, many years. We couldn't even have basketball tournaments there. And it was really a facility that was not worthy of having youth do recreational activities. Well, we refurbished the entire building, put a new basketball court in, we took out actually the lockers. We made a computer lab in there. We have a kitchen in there to have cooking classes. We have a lounge in there. So it's really a safe space for kids, and we're really proud of that. We used to have 4 branch libraries in addition to our main library, and during the budget crisis of 2011, it closed all 4 branch libraries. We're trying to bring them open again. And the East Trenton Library was a historic building, dates back to the 1750s or before the 1800s, and was an historic farmhouse used as a library for the last half century, and then closed. We're reopening it, and in conjunction with the East Trenton Collaborative Neighborhood.
Matt, I think that's such an important community resource, not just for the books, but a lot of times that's where people can have access to the internet and, connect with others in that way if they don't have that access at home.
Yep.
And all the other, microfilms and fiches, and your ability to stay on top of current events through periodicals and newspapers and stuff. To me, I think that's one of the greatest values that the library has anymore, and to be able to get that Trenton residents back to those resources, I think is great.
One of the challenges that a lot of people have transportation problems getting to the central library, and you really need that neighborhood outpost.
Yes.
Libraries don't have to be about books anymore. They need computer space so that they could use laptops and the like. So it'll be a really great community resource where it will be steps away from somebody's house.
Victor, but before we let you go here on the show, and before we wrap things up on Trenton today, I want you to look across the city of Trenton. Are there any issues, initiatives, things that you look at that you would like change? If you could wave a magic wand, sometimes these things to change, not easy.
Big wand.
Oh, there's been a lot of things like the McDonald's that we have across from our school. It'd be crowded, it'd be full, and I want to get things organized and everything. And I like how we have the police there. Everything is perfectly under attack and everything. It's beautiful. It's
Right.
beautiful. Like, they have everything under control. I love it. I just love it. They're pretty cool people as well too.
It does seem like a recurring issue, not to interrupt you, is about the amount of space, whether
Yes.
it's space in the school, space in the city itself. Population of Trenton, has that also grown? Like, is the school district reflecting the growth in overall population?
Oh, absolutely. In our heyday, when the Roebling factories were here, we were a population of 135,000. Went all the way down to 80,000. And in the last 10 years, the last census is about 94,000.
Growing.
So we are
Yeah.
back growing, and every day we grow a little further. We have a lot of developers are coming in and creating housing options, market rate housing. We still need affordable housing, but we're starting to rehabilitate a lot of properties. We're taking down a lot of houses that need to be demolished. So, city is moving, but it's going to take a while. And,
Exactly. There's some houses by my house that just need a little bit fixed. Like, some of them are abandoned, some of them are just getting taken fully down and putting some gates over it. So they might do something later on, or they might just pay it or something.
Yeah, make sure you give me those addresses, because a lot of times the squeaky wheel is the one that gets it done. So,
You're right.
Earlier, we were talking about the Go Trenton electric vehicles and stuff. Those challenges, getting around the city of Trenton, is that something, even getting back and forth to school, that type of thing? Is that
Yes.
something you hear other students talk about, or you
Yes.
have to deal with?
Yes, I drive around the school. So what's it called? Like, I drive, home to school and everything. I'm
Right.
mostly busy. Sometimes I live a mile away from the school and everything. I
mean,
drive here.
That can be a blessing that you're able to drive yourself in.
Yes. But the thing is, just the parking. That's the only problem. Like, I try parking around the corner and everything. I got a ticket yesterday. But I was like, hey, it's whatever. Just follow the rules and everything. That's it.
Yeah, that's not great when you find a
Yes.
ticket on the car.
Yes.
do you carpool?
No. I just left the car there. They just put a ticket and left, and I was like, oh man, not the ticket.
The other thing Jess was talking about, how this year it feels like things are a little bit stricter.
Yes.
Have you felt that as well? And
Yes.
to me, sometimes that's welcome, to make sure everybody's in line.
Exactly. Like, mostly, like, in this school, everything has been more stricter. Like, everybody has to go to their lunches on time. You need to have a pass, get to class on time. They even give us enough time to get to one class to another, especially in the morning, since they know that we're like drowsy or something or tired.
Yeah.
They give us enough. Like, I've seen some teachers give them 15 minutes or even 30 minutes just to get to school, because of mostly when they're seniors and stuff like that.
Well, that's nice. From what Jess was saying, I thought somebody was like, if you didn't make it to class on time, they would just shut the door and lock you
yes,
out.
yes, that does happen.
Oh.
They have their sign-in sheets. Some of them have their sign-in sheets inside. Some of them have it outside. You even have to go back. Like, even if you're in the class, you gotta go all the way back down to the main office and get a pass, and then go back upstairs to wherever class you was going to. It's crazy. And then I love how they have everything organized for the communities and stuff like that. If you're in that community, go to that community. If you had to leave, everything, the parkings, they have everything under control. I love it. I love it.
Good. I mean, so many challenges when you're dealing with, so many students going every different direction and stuff like that. I mean, sometimes you got to be strict.
Yes.
I mean, there are rules there for a reason. Got to make it on time or
Yes.
face the consequences.
Like just said again, there are people that walk slow or stop in the middle of the hallway.
Man, those slow walkers.
Hey, yeah, that's the thing.
I've noticed we haven't had the problems that we've had in years past.
Yes.
There were fights breaking out, and I think it's a lot more under control than it has been.
Exactly. Yeah, this year has been more calmer lately.
Yeah.
Like from all the fights that we had last year and everything, this year it's going well. It's going perfect.
I mean, I think there's something to be said about setting a certain tone right at the beginning, and it sounds like
Exactly.
that's what they did here. They set a new tone, said this is a brand new year. It's going to be a little bit different, and So far, it seems like the results are pretty good from
Yes, they
what
are.
we're hearing from you guys.
Yes, they are.
Good, good. Well, Mayor Gusciora, thank you so much for hanging out on Trenton
a
today.
pleasure.
Any other issues we didn't get to? Oh, the housing authority is going to be taken over by Property Resources Corporation, and I was just wondering, like, how all of that came to pass and what benefits that presents for the city of Trenton.
Well, it's a collaborative effort between the City of Trenton, the Housing Authority, the school board, Capitol Health. The whole goal is to transform the North Ward from the Battle Monument to Capitol Health to Donnelly Homes for the better, to reimagine Donnelly Homes into a village, to take the Junior One property for senior housing, and then take 231 abandoned properties and bring them back into home ownership.
So this Property Resources Group is kind of overseeing the development
project,
of that
yes.
whole
Yep.
thing.
And then Capitol Health wants to put some workforce housing in there and really integrate into the community with more door-to-door medical services.
You know, the other thing we just want to keep everybody on top of is that there is a school board election coming up in November, and first opportunity for Trenton Public Schools to elect a board. Is it the first time ever or first time in a while?
It's first time in a while, and there's 3 positions. So appointed members who serve out their term, and as their term expires, then it becomes elected. So it's the first 3 that are up. 2 of the appointed members are running for re-election. I think they've done a great job, and I think that this school system has made a lot of strides in academic performance.
Well, we want to thank our student guests today, Victor Tejada, who was hanging out with us, Jess Nazario, who was with us earlier, our video engineer, Brianne O'Neill, always doing a great job. Thanks to Jimmy Carventi, who was our technical director, Mr. Caniglio, Mr. Francis, everybody at Trenton Central High School. Great to be back here on campus today. We'll be back in October, a week early because of PSATs and SATs. Best of luck to students in that endeavor as well. And that'll do it for Trenton today. Tornado today, wrapping up on WBCB.
And go Tornadoes versus Notre Dame.